by paying tribute to former President Muhammedu Buhari, who passed away in London on Sunday, July 13th, at the age of 82. His death marks the end of an era for a man who dedicated his life to serving his country, both in military uniform and as a civilian. He was the longest ruling president Nigeria has ever had. Now, President Buhari has been a central figure in Nigeria's political landscape for over 4 decades, leaving behind a legacy that is as complex as the nation he led. Born in Daura, Katsina State in 1942, Muhammadu Buhari's journey was defined by a deep sense of duty and a commitment to discipline. His military career saw him rise through the ranks, culminating in his tenure as Nigeria's military head of state from 1983 to 1985. This period was marked by the famous War Against Indiscipline campaign, a stringent effort to restore order, integrity, and national pride. While his methods were often controversial, his supporters viewed them as a necessary antidote to the pervasive corruption and disorganization of the time. After years, the political wilderness, Buhari staged a historic comeback, embodying the aspirations of millions of Nigerians who were yearning for change. In 2015, he achieved a monumental feat by becoming the first opposition candidate to defeat an incumbent president in a democratic election. His 2-term presidency from 2015 to 2023 was anchored on 3 pillars: fighting corruption, tackling insecurity, and reviving the economy. In his inaugural address, he famously declared, "I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody." This mantra encapsulated the man, a figure of yielding conviction, who in the eyes of his admirers prioritized the national good above all else. In an exclusive interview with Arise News in 2021, Buhari reflected on his life and time in office, wishing well for Nigerians and urging them to write his legacy.
Thank you very much for thinking that I'm okay. When I leave, I will be going to my farm daily. I will try and keep myself busy. I will try to keep on convincing Nigerians that I mean very well. And as I said, visibly, we made progress in the Northeast, we made progress in the South, but I'm overwhelmed almost by Northwest, and they are going to get it very soon.
Mr. President, what will be the Buhari legacy?
Well, I will allow Nigerians to discuss it. I hope they will be fair to me. I wouldn't like to say it myself. I would like Nigerians to try and spend time when we came, both economy and security, where we were, where we have been for the 8 years and maybe around, and try to work out. I hope Nigeria will be fair to me. This is all I need.
Well, Muhammadu Buhari's legacy will undoubtedly be a subject of continuous reflection and debate, serving as a testament to the profound and lasting impact he had on Nigeria's history. He's survived by his wife, Aisha Buhari, and 10 children. May his soul rest in peace. Well, there's a video that has now gone viral, which showed the moment Buhari's family found out about his passing. Let's take a look. Such a touching touching moment, Vimbai, that video that has now gone viral, showing his family, mourning his death right there in London. A lot of conversations have been had so far. But meanwhile, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu expressed profound sorrow on Sunday over the passing of former President Muhammedu Buhari. President Tinubu eulogized Buhari as a patriot, soldier, and statesman, highlighting his unwavering dedication to Nigeria during his term as military leader from 1984 to 1985 and as democratically elected president from 2015 to 2023. He commended Buhari's quiet strength, integrity, and commitment to unity, emphasizing his efforts to champion discipline and confront corruption. As a mark of respect, President Tinubu ordered all national flags to fly at half-staff for 7 days and has called an emergency federal executive session. Tinubu also announced that the federal government will accord Buhari full state honors. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu echoed Tinubu's sentiments, describing Buhari as a great leader who served with unwavering commitment, integrity, and a deep love for his people. Both extended their deepest condolences to Buhari's widow, Aisha Buhari, the entire Buhari family, and the people of Katsina State, praying for his peaceful repose of his soul and for his life to continue inspiring future generations. So many tributes. Former military president General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida also paid tribute to former President Muhammadu Buhari. Babangida, in his tribute, described Buhari as a deeply spiritual man who found solace in faith and who carried himself with humility of someone who believed in a higher calling. His statement reads in part, "We may not have agreed on everything, as brothers often don't, but I never once doubted his sincerity or his patriotism. His passing today is not just the loss of a former head of state or a two-term civilian president. It is the loss of a symbol, a man whose life embodied the transition of Nigeria from the old guard to the new republic, a man who even in retirement remained a moral compass to many and an example of modesty in public life. To his beloved wife, Aisha, his children, grandchildren, and the nation he loved and served, I extend my deepest condolences." Also, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, in his tribute, described Buhari as a patriot and a statesman who tried his best. He prayed for the repose of Buhari's soul, stating that he would be deeply missed.
He tried his best. My prayer is that God will forgive him of his inadequacies and accept him into his kingdom. It's a loss to the nation, because at a time like this, we need the totality of those experience and what I may call statesmanship of all those who have had opportunity to run the affairs of this country in the past to get us out of the situation we are in. He will be sorely missed, and may his soul rest in perfect peace.
Olusegun Obasanjo there. Quick fact check. Obasanjo is the longest serving president Nigeria has ever had. We know that during Buhari's presidency, Obasanjo famously wrote at least 3 open letters criticizing Buhari's administration. Well, the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, also paid tribute to Buhari in a post on X, stating that the news of the former president's death came as a shock to her because she had sent him a get-well message shortly before learning of his passing. Her post reads in part, "Unbelievable. I did not know just how ill His Excellency President Buhari was, and minutes after sending my get-well wishes, I have just learned that he passed away. I am so very sorry. May the soul of His Excellency rest in perfect peace. My deepest condolences to the entire Buhari family and his close aides and associates, while also Vice President Kashim Shettima, accompanied by the President's Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, traveled to London on Sunday to bring the body of former President Muhammadu Buhari back to Nigeria. In his tribute, Shettima expressed profound sorrow over Buhari's death, calling it the biggest loss Nigeria has ever incurred in recent times, stating that Nigeria has lost one of its greatest leaders. Shettima, who recently visited Buhari in a London clinic at the president's request, lamented that Buhari succumbed to death just when a quick recovery was anticipated. The vice president offered his condolences to the Buhari family, Katsina State, and all Nigerians, urging them to find comfort in the lasting impact of Buhari's contributions to the nation. Outgoing president of the African Development Bank, Akiwumi Adesina, was the last known public visitor of Muhammadu Buhari. Well, before his death on Sunday, on April 17th, Adesina met with Buhari in Kaduna to express appreciation for his support during his election and re-election as AFDB president. Well, here's a photograph from that visit. Vimbai, we have seen tributes coming from different parts of the world, not just in Nigeria. I also know that the Katsina State governor has also sent tributes. Like I said, the vice president is in London at the moment, bringing Buhari's remains back home.
Absolutely. I've seen tributes from Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I've seen President Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa, Mada Bio of Sierra Leone. I've seen Zimbabwe. I've seen, of course, they will continue to flow in because he was, we discussed his foreign policy earlier. He was somebody who made an effort to extend a branch and make sure he was connected with the rest of the world and ensure that Nigeria was not in isolation. And he's one of those presidents who lived through the era.
Look, Jonathan.
He has also paid his tribute, has he?
He has.
In fact, he
says that in his passing, Nigeria has lost one of its foremost leaders and have lost a respected colleague and elder. His legacy will continue to endure in the hearts of all who value sacrifice, integrity, perseverance, and devotion to national ethos. President Jonathan also describes him as a courageous leader, a disciplined officer, and a committed public servant. That coming from, a man who lost to President Buhari in the 2015 election shows, I think it's a lot of decency and civility.
Yes.
And across board, it shows that, we are setting a different example for the people of Zambia who are in court over the burial of former President Edgar Lungu. In fact, a South African court is looking into the matter. But we don't have that kind of rancor here. We have a state that appreciates, people who have served at that highest level, and definitely President Buhari will get a state burial, and all his colleagues are united in saying that he made his mark, he made his own contributions. The other details about what he did, what he didn't do, time would, all of that is in the womb of time.
And like he said in that interview, I'd love Nigerians to write my legacy. Again, the general, may his soul rest in peace. Now to celebratory milestones, Sunday, July 13th, marked the 91st